Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Shabba Rank's Mama Christie passes on. Two-time Grammy-winning dancehall artist Shabba Rank is mourning the death of his mother, Constant Christie, popularly known as Mama Christie. The hard-working mother of 7 children was reportedly 81 years old when she passed away on Tuesday. Word of her death spread like wildfire on social media. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Oliver Grange, expressed deep sadness at the passing of Christie. "She was someone I knew very well. To hear of her passing is devastating," said Grange. Grange, in her private professional capacity, managed Shabba Rank for many years and helped to push him to international stardom. Shabba would talk about Mama Christie at every opportunity he got. She was a beautiful soul who supported her son in all his endeavors. She was his biggest cheerleader. In fact, it was Shabba's public display of love and affection that led to so many younger artists singing about their mothers, Grange said. Several persons, including dancehall artist Dexta Daps, tweeted their condolences. Daps wrote to his 1 million followers on Instagram, "DK, why God?" crying emojis, armed with many question marks. St. Elizabeth farmer charged following market fight. The St. James Police charged a St. Elizabeth farmer with attempted murder and assault of common law following an incident at the market in Montego Bay in the parish on Friday, February 12. The farmer has been identified as 45-year-old David Hibbert of Whitehall in St. Elizabeth. Reports from the Anchovy Police are that about 3 p.m., Hibbert and a female vendor got into an argument during which Hibbert injured himself, then approached the woman. A male vendor saw what was happening and intervened. Hibbert then used a knife to cut the man on the neck before stabbing him several times. Hibbert was handed over to the police after he was accosted by citizens in the market. He was charged on Monday, February 22nd, and his court date is being finalized, said the police. Accused lottery scammer nabbed in St. James. The St. James Lottery Scamming Task Force is reporting the arrest and charging of a man for possession of identity information with intent and possession of access device following an operation in Coral Gardens in the parish on Tuesday, February 23rd. The man has been identified as 22-year-old Lance Brown of Ollendale Crescent, Montego Bay West Village in the parish. Reports are that between the hours of 10:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m., a team of officers carried out a raid at Brown's home, and an on-site analysis done on 2 cell phones where numerous credit and debit card information, scamming conversations among other personal information were found. He was subsequently arrested and charged. Brown's court date is being finalized, the police said. Portland man accused of breaking into bar. A Portland man has been arrested and charged after he allegedly broke into a bar and stole assorted beverages at Woodstock District, Buff Bay in the parish on Sunday. He has been identified as 32-year-old Rodney Cameron of Nelson Street, Buff Bay in the parish. He is also charged with shop breaking and larceny. The police said the break-in happened about 7 p.m. They were alerted and an investigation immediately launched. The police said Cameron was apprehended after officers saw him walking with a crate and a bag containing assorted beverages. He was taken into custody where he was charged. Jamaica's COVID tally passes 22,000, death toll at 406. Jamaica yesterday recorded 193 new cases of COVID-19 and 1 new patient death, pushing the total number of confirmed cases to 22,019 and the confirmed COVID death toll to 406. There are now 8,292 active cases of the virus in the country. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the latest death is a 55-year-old male from St. James. The ministry also reported 2 more deaths are coincidental. Meanwhile, of the newly reported cases that were 93 males and 97 females with ages ranging from 19 days to 89 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 42, St. Catherine 36, St. Anne 28, St. James 25, Portland 22, Westmoreland 10, Hanover 10, Trelawney 8, Manchester 4, St. Thomas 3, St. Elizabeth 2, St. Mary 2, and Clarendon 1. The country also recorded 61 recoveries yesterday, bringing the total since the outbreak locally to 13,107. Road patching underway in the Western Parishes. The National Works Agency (NWA) is undertaking a patching program across the Western Parishes of St. James, Trelawney, Hanover, and Westmoreland. The program, which is valued at close to 300 million, targets critical sections of several roadways across the 4 parishes, the NWA stated. According to Community Relations Officer of the NWA's Western Office, Janet Ricketts, the agency has, so far, completed the patching of sections of the Reading to Anchovy roadway in St. James, the Falmouth to Springvale Road in Trelawney, sections of Dias to Davis Cove roadway in Hanover, and sections of the Bartlett River to Negril roadway in Westmoreland. She further noted that other roadways are still to be patched as part of the program. Work continues on several other across the region to include the repair of roadways in and around the city centre of Montego Bay, St. James. In Trelawney, work will be done along sections of the Rock to Stewart Town Main Road, while in Hanover, emphasis will be placed on several roadways, including the stretch of roadway between the Shelterwood and Macfield communities. In Westmoreland, work will be undertaken along sections of Barney Side roadway, Ricketts said. The Barney Side project, in particular, will complement major works which were completed some time ago along the Ferris to Maxfield Road. The current work being done will take up where the earlier project left off, so we will be focusing on this section of the roadway between the Macfield area and the Hanover Parish border, she noted. She added that several roadways in the region are receiving attention and motorists will see an improvement in the driving conditions along these roadways. Meanwhile, the NWA is also carrying out upgrades to a section of North Gully located in Green Pond, St. James. The project, which is being done at a sum of 10 million, forms part of the ongoing effort by the agency to upgrade the North Gully. Ricketts said that the scope of working being done involves the construction of gully walls and inverts, as well as steel fabrication and framework and the pouring of concrete. She added that, over time, the NWA has executed a series of projects aimed at upgrading the North Gully, which is one of the main gullies that carry stormwater through several communities close to the city of Montego Bay. This latest effort is expected to complement earlier work that was completed last year. The project will also reduce the erosion of both residential and commercial properties located along the gully, she added. PNP gives government failing grade for COVID-19 vaccine procurement. Leader of the opposition, Mark Goldin, has given the government a failing grade in its COVID-19 vaccine procurement system and has accused Andrew Holness-led administration of gross negligence in its handling of the matter. During a PNP's National Party PNP press conference to discuss the pandemic and other national issues on Tuesday, Goldin complained that the opposition was being excluded from important decisions and committees set up to execute the procurement process, namely a vaccine commission set up by the Ministry of Health last year, despite the party expressing interest. He voiced concern that while the rest of the world has already begun rolling out COVID-19 vaccine programs to their citizens, Jamaica was lagging behind. Goldin took Prime Minister Andrew Holness to task for not using all his power to secure enough vaccines to achieve herd immunity to COVID-19 in Jamaica in 2021, which the opposition leader said poses a threat to the economic failure of the island. To achieve herd immunity, Goldin pointed out that at least 70% of the population would have to be vaccinated, which would be roughly 2 million Jamaicans. He suggested that at the rate the government was going, the 16% vaccination target for 2021 may be in danger of being achieved. It remains the Prime Minister's job to use all his powers, influence and network to procure an adequate supply of vaccine for the country. There is no task that is most important to Jamaican recovery, survival and future than that right now. Jamaica should be leveraging all international relationship and friends to get this done. We are late out of the blocks, but we must get organized and do whatever we can to protect our people, Golding said, adding that the government has allowed COVID-19 to get out of control and therefore must ramp up vaccination as quickly as possible. Golding added that government had put all its eggs in one basket by banking heavily on receiving vaccines from COVAX and not exploring other options. It turns out they were doing nothing to try and source vaccines for the country. Instead, government put all its eggs in one basket, the COVAX facility, only to tell us in January that their target for vaccination was a path to 16% of the population for all of 2021, beginning mid-February. That has not happened. I and others point out that this was entirely unsatisfactory, as Jamaica needs herd immunity to have any chance of economy recovery and a return to normal life without COVID. It is only very recently that government has started to scramble to source other vaccines. Other countries have secured orders of supply and have started to roll out their vaccination program. Jamaica is very late and money is not the problem. The budget is just tabled has $6 billion to pay for sufficient vaccines to achieve herd immunity, Golding said, before recommending that Holness set up and lead a high-risk task force that would take charge of procuring vaccines, with help from a chief executive officer who would operate as a Caesar and who would provide weekly report to the nation on its progress. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.